Hi there, this is Sam of Core Yoga, and today's Yin Yang flow is all about suma. Suma in Sanskrit means evenness, and throughout the practice we're going to work on creating a sense of evenness physically with the body in terms of feeling a sensation and being able to distribute that sensation throughout the entire body, to relieve the particular area where you're feeling the sensation of undue stress. We're also going to work with evenness in our breath, so that rhythm of inhalation and exhalation, the inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. And we're also going to work at evenness within the nervous system, so working on the fiery side of the nervous system, the sympathetic, but also on the calmer side of the nervous system, the parasympathetic. So the yang will work the energy and the yin will work the passive and the calm. We're going to start lying down on our fronts today. So make yourself a little pillow with your hands and just allow your body to soften down into the mat. And bring your forehead to rest on the pillow you created. And just allow yourself a few moments right here to soften and settle. We're going to start with a yin pose. And then we're going to go into our yang flow after one yin pose, coming back to yin towards the back end of the class. But right now, allow yourself to tune in physically to your body. So just notice your whole body. Notice any gross sensations that you might observe right now as you lie down on the floor. And know that it's normal to notice the parts of the body that shout the loudest. But today, and in your yoga practice, rather than focusing on those parts of the body that do shout the loudest, seeing if we can use breath and attention to distribute those sensations and to calm that energy in that particular part of the body. And so wherever you're feeling that gross sensation right now, take a breath into that space. And as you exhale, feel the whole body soften. 2 more, breath into the gross sensation. Exhale, soften the whole body. And then 1 more breath into that gross sensation. And as you exhale to soften the whole body, feeling how maybe that sensation has dissipated a little. Maybe you've been able to spread out that stress load. And that's how we're going to continue through the practice. Press into your hands and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx. So if you have back issues, then bring your elbows a little further forward. Otherwise, just bring your elbows underneath the shoulders and allow the forearms, the hands to be in contact with the mat. So this is not yang just yet. We're going to bring some yang to it, but we're going to start with this pose in yin. So just allow the feet to relax. The inner thighs to be soft, the bum to disengage, and the shoulders for sure just holding you up. There's no real pressure in this pose just yet. And then draw your attention to your breath. And just feel the breath for a couple of rounds coming and going in and out of the body. And then next time you inhale, count the length of your inhale. And then next time you exhale, match it with the same count. So you're inhaling for as long as your body wants to right now. And you're exhaling for that same amount of time. And then start to observe the subtle pauses at the top and at the bottom of each breath. So you're still inhaling for your length of breath. And then you're taking a pause for a moment in time, both at the top and at the bottom of the breath, as the body makes that transition from inhaling to exhaling. And then joining those 4 stages together, feeling the fluidity of breath. So you're inhaling, feeling the inhale, you're pausing, feeling the pause, exhaling, feeling the exhale, and pausing, feeling the pause. Like a circular motion that is continuous. Feeling the evenness, the suma in the rhythm of breath. And this suma we'll take with us into our physical practice today. And as we travel through the practice, we have 2 things to focus on. The even rhythm of the breath, and the gross sensation in our body and how we can distribute that. So a physical area and a more mindful area of breath. From here, as we make this pose more energetic, take an inhalation into the front of the chest, and as you exhale, softly press the feet into the floor. As you press the feet into the floor, softly squeeze the quadriceps, the bum. Press the forearms down and lengthen the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the chest through. Tuck the chin a little, draw the back of the skull back. And with the forearms, like you're trying to draw the forearms towards the hips, but they're stuck. Now feel the sensation of activation throughout the whole body in this pose. There's no one space where we want to feel that overload of tension. We want to create an energetic activation throughout the whole body so that we can feel the load throughout the whole body, despite the fact that some muscles are going to work harder. As you exhale, let it all go. Bring your hands by your side. Press yourself up to all 4s. So just bring your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. You've been in a little bit of a back bend for a while now. So just slowly take your hips back towards your heels as you soften into a mild version of extended child's pose. Keep the elbows lifted, press the hands down into the earth. Take a big breath into the rib cage. And then exhale, come all the way back via all 4s, tuck under your toes and lift up your hips. Downward facing dog. So set your dog, press the feet down into the floor, press the hands down into the floor. And then just take a few moments to walk that dog. So just bringing a little bit of movement into the practice now.
Lovely. And then coming to stillness in your downward facing dog. Just take your down dog and feel what it feels like. And today might be different from yesterday, and today might be different from the day before. But feel where you're feeling the load most today. So for me today, it's across the back of the shoulders. That's where I'm feeling the tension the most. I'm a bit chilled in my legs this morning. So now you notice in your body where you're taking the load and the tension. Try and distribute it. So push the floor away from you with your feet and your hands. Soften your knees, lift your sit bones towards the sky. Hug your navel into the spine, lift a little your pelvic floor. A lot of instructions there, but essentially we're pressing the floor away from us, lifting our sit bones high and feeling the distribution of load more across the whole body. And then inhale, travel the shoulders forward, come into your high plank. Hold your high plank once again, feeling how that feels in your body. So notice already where you're taking the load this morning. Maybe you're lifting the hips a little high, it's in the shoulders. Maybe you're dropping the hips a little lower. And feel the hands push the floor away from you. Pull the hip points a little bit towards your ribs so that you can activate through the front of that belly. Push the heels back. Feel now how that has translated into a more even pose. Then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Look to the thumb, step the right foot forward and drop the left knee. From here we'll just do a little bit of movement for now. Inhale, sit your hips back to your heels and exhale, walk forward. So we all know this, I do this a lot, I really love this movement pattern. Starting to bring some movement in to the practice before we do the sun salutations, so the body's a little bit warmer. We're going to add a little bit of movement now. When we come back to send our hips back to our heels, we're going to reach the hands across to the left. And then when we come up to draw the right knee forward, we're going to reach the hands across to the right. So we're going to inhale, hip to heel, a left hand across the right leg. And then we're going to exhale, knee comes forward, lunge, reach the right hand across to the left. So it's out on a diagonal across to the other side. And just as much as your body feels like, yeah, it's getting a little more into the space around the hips, or the shoulders, or the lower back. Good. This is your last one. Then bring your hands back either side of your right foot. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. And then very quickly this time feel the evenness in the pose. We'll inhale through to high plank, feel the evenness there. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Move for the full length of your breath. And exhale, downward dog. One more inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward and drop the right knee. And a couple of times just back and forward. Inhale, send the hips back, the left toes point high. And exhale, drop the knee forward to get into the right hip. So we're just coming back and forward a couple of times, and then we'll add that diagonal stretch. Now as we come back with our hips, we're going to reach the right hand across the left leg. And as we come forward, we're going to reach the left hand across the right side. So inhale, come back and reach. Exhale, come back and reach. So for me, this is really nice when I sit back and I twist. I find a really nice stretch through my outer hip on the left, right in through my torso to my right shoulder.
So we're just accessing some movement in planes of motion that maybe our body is not naturally moving in regularly. Keeping the body evenly strong throughout. This is the last time you're going to come forward and bring the left hand out to the side. Then from there, tuck under the toes, step the right foot forward now into a forward fold. Bring the feet hip distance apart, particularly at the beginning, it's nicer for the hips. And just allow the head to hang heavy. So just come down as far as your body likes to come down. Don't push it any further for now. Give the head a bit of a shake and a nod. Close the eyes. And just allow yourself to hang in this forward fold. Now with the eyes closed, you'll feel where you're taking most of the load right now. So I feel, for example, in my feet, that my midfoot are feeling more of the load. Therefore, my quadriceps are taking more of the load. But I'm also feeling most of the tension in my lower back. So I've got these 2 or 3 spaces that are screaming out to me. And to now bring more evenness into that pose, as I often do, start at the feet. So press the whole foot evenly, both of them, down into the floor. As you do that, lift the muscles of the legs up towards the hips. Hug the belly in and allow your head and your shoulders to be relaxed. Now I feel the pose way more strongly throughout my whole body, and I hope you do too. Hold it here for one more breath. And then today, as we exhale, Pilates style roll up. Continue to push that floor away from you. Feel that sensation through the body. And vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling yourself up to come to standing at the top of the mat. Bring the palms together in the heart space and close off your eyes. We're just going to spend about 3 rounds of breath here in Tadasana, so that you can tune in to that rhythm of breath that we set at the beginning. And as we travel through our sun salutations, we'll use that rhythm of breath with the movement. So if you notice in your body that you get into the physical pose before you've reached the end of that phase of your breath, then you've moved a little too quickly. We'll start with 2 half salutations and we'll build on it from there. Inhale, press the feet down, reach the hands to the sky and look up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold forwards, head heavy. Inhale, press into the shins, halfway you lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky and look up. And exhale, palms together in the heart. Nice. Inhale, reach up, lift up, look up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Inhale, halfway you lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands up and look up. Exhale, palms together in the heart space. One more like that. Inhale, move for the whole length of that in-breath. Pause. Exhale, fold forwards. Move for that whole length of the out-breath. Pause. Inhale, halfway lift, moving for the full length. Pause. Exhale, fold it forwards, let it go, pause. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky and look up, pause. Exhale, palms together. We'll add lunges. Inhale, press the feet down, reach the hands up and look up. Exhale, softening the knees to fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg steps back, right knee drops down. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky and look up. Now exhale, bring the palms together in the heart space. Continue your rhythm of breath. You're inhaling the right hand to the sky, the left elbow is out at 90 degrees. And as you exhale, you're taking the left elbow behind you and the right hand to the left side of the body. And then as you inhale, you come back up to center. We do that 3 more times. Exhale, left elbow bends behind you, we twist. Inhale, reach up to the center. As you twist using the left elbow, you reach with your right arm. Inhale, back to the center, getting lateral flexion and rotation together. That's how we walk, that's how we run. Last one, you inhale to lift up. Exhale, hands down. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, travel forwards to high plank. Exhale, lower knees, thighs and belly. Bring the elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx. Inhaling here. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift the chest, lift the ribs, lift the belly. Keep the knees on the floor. Inhale, a breath here. Exhale, lower knees, thighs and belly down to the floor. Inhale, Sphinx. 2 more times like that. Exhale, Sphinx, roll up, moving slowly, drawing the hip points towards the ribs. Don't go any further than your knees. And then exhale, come down in the same way that you lifted up. Feel that in your midsection. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, tuck the chin, rolling up to low plank on the knees. Inhaling here. Then exhaling all the way back down to the floor. Inhale, Sphinx. Hands either side of your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift to your right thumb. And exhale, step the right foot forward, drop the left knee. From here, inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. And exhale, palms together in the heart space. So right elbows bent, inhale, left hand lifts high. Exhale, rotate with that right elbow, left arm reaches over you. Then you inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, drive elbow behind you, reach left hand to the right. Inhale to the center. Moving for the full length of the breath makes us mindful in our movement. It allows us to resist the urge to push too much. Nice. That's your last one. You're inhaling, reach up. Exhaling, hands down. Left foot steps forward and fold. Inhale, press into the shins and halfway you lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky and look up. Exhale, soften the knees, fold forwards again. Inhale, halfway you lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky like you did. And now as you exhale to bring the palms to the heart space, twist to the right, take the left elbow towards the outer edge of the right knee. Then inhale back to where you started. So we don't actually touch, we're exhaling as we twist, we're moving the body. Inhaling, lift up. Exhaling, 2 more like this, feeling those rotational core muscles. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling last time. Nice. Inhale, reach the hands up and look up. Exhale, palms down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, travel forwards to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Full Sphinx roll-ups now. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, lifting as you did before, but when you get to the knees, tuck under the toes, push back in your heels. Inhale a breath here, keep the head lifted. Exhale, knees, thighs and belly down to the floor. Inhale, open through the chest, 2 more like that. Exhale, Sphinx roll up. Feel the whole body in this low plank as you inhale. Exhale, knees, thighs and belly to the floor. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, Sphinx roll up into plank. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, thighs, belly. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, hands either side of you.
Downward facing dog. Inhale a breath. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop the right knee. Inhale, reach your hands high, look up. Then exhale as you bring the palms together in the heart space, twist to the left elbow towards the outer edge of the left knee. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs, stabilize the lower body. Inhale, reach up and out of the waist as you lift. Exhale, taking the twist. And inhale to feel the length. Exhale, hands down. Step the right foot forward and fold. Inhale, halfway you lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky and look up. And exhale, palms together in the heart space. Bring the feet together. Squeeze the ankles, the knees, the inner thighs together. And inhale, sit into Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, push the floor away from you, stand up, Tadasana. 2 more like that. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Whole body, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. This time we'll inhale to Utkatasana. Then we'll exhale to lift up our heels, separate our knees, drop our bum down. Inhale into Navasana. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. And exhale, reach your hands to the right side of your legs. Then inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, reach your hands to the left side of the legs. Last one, hands lift up. Exhale, cross the legs. Bring the hands to the top of the mat. Find your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. Soften the knees. Find evenness in this pose as you exhale. So we're going to hold this pose in stillness so that we can observe how this pose feels now compared to how this pose felt as we arrived on the mat. As the body moves physically with evenness, we are able to release tension throughout that whole body. So you might notice now that, for example, I am not feeling that load that I felt at the beginning on my shoulders. As you inhale, raise your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot to the center of the mat. Ground the left foot down and warrior 2. Take a couple of breaths, stabilize warrior 2. Now notice in warrior 2, close your eyes, where you're carrying most of your load. Is it the sensation that you're holding your arms up and your shoulders are feeling it? Or is it the sensation that your legs are working hard to hold you standing here? So push the floor away from you, raise the crown of the head, reach the fingertips wide. Take a breath in and see if that feels a little bit better. Then inhale, flip the right palm, reach the hand forward. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the right leg.
Inhale as you reach your hands forward, your hips back. And exhale as you find triangle. So same thing again in your triangle pose. Notice if you're feeling the load in any particular place. So maybe it's your inner thigh. Maybe it's the front thigh. Maybe it's the hip. Maybe it's the shoulders. Wherever you feel it, push the floor away from you, squeeze your inner thighs. Lengthen the spine, continue that circular rhythm of breath. Pressing the right hand into the right shin as the left hand reaches high. Now does that distribute the load? It might still be strong, but it's much more even. You're not hanging out in the hips. Exhale, bring the gaze to the right toes. Inhale, bend the right knee. Reach the right hand forward and the left hand over the top of the left ear towards it. So imagine you're holding a big beach ball in the two hands. Then this is a strong place to hold the body. So distribute the load and distribute it well. Feel the back foot, press it down. Feel the front foot, press it down. And then as you exhale, come back to warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot a tiny bit further forward towards your right foot. Look towards the floor. So we're going to go into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. I think I called it a star a couple weeks ago because it looks like a star. I like that. We're not going to put our hand on anything. So we're going to take the load into the leg. So reach that right hand towards the floor, exactly where it would go. Keep the left hand for now on the left hip. Travel the weight of the torso forward until you can push this right foot into the floor to lift the left leg. And then find your stability in the pose. So it is only when you get that stability that maybe it feels right to lift the left hand to the sky. And maybe it feels right to take the gaze to that left hand. Feel your breath and use your breath. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend the right knee, come back to warrior two. So you'll notice as I was teaching that, I'm busy talking and directing you. So I find it harder to focus on my balance. Just like if your mind is telling you that this is really tricky to balance here, then also you're gonna wobble. Windmill the hands to the front of the mat. Step the right leg back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. As you exhale, bend your knees, look at your thumb. We're going to come all the way to seated, so somehow find your way into a seated position. And inhale back into Navasana. Exhale, suck the navel in. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, take the hands across to the right. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, take the hands across to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cross your legs. Find your way back. Downward facing dog. So a bit of a change from a vinyasa, working the body in a slightly different way. Inhale, raise your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward, ground the right foot, warrior two. Take a couple of moments, stabilize and set up your warrior two. Close your eyes. Notice where you're feeling the load. Are you hanging out in the hips? Are the shoulders feeling sore? Then feel the whole body. Push the floor away from you, elongate the spine, reach the fingertips in two different directions. Hug the navel in, that feels better. Inhale, reach the left hand forward. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten this left leg. Inhale, send the hips back, reach the left hand forward, and exhale to triangle. So once again, when you get to triangle, notice what your habits are. So you'll have habitual activation of muscles in some of these poses that always work for you to help you out. But now we're looking at where we feel those gross sensations. We can start to observe, actually I'm really hanging out in the hips right here. Or my shoulders are like not really engaged. Press the floor away from you, press the left hand down, reach the right hand to the sky. Feel that sense of control, of evenness, of balance in the pose. And then exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, flip the left palm, and exhale, reach the right hand up and over. So we're in a variation of side angle pose. We're imagining we're holding a big beach ball between our hands. This is a super strong pose. The body will say, I'd like to get out of this. And the mind will say, okay then. But it's not going to. We're going to focus on the breath and feel that sensation through your whole body. As you exhale back to warrior two. So same thing, you've just got one leg lifted. So step the right foot a little further towards the left and bring your right hand to your right hip. And it can stay there if it feels much more comfortable there for the whole variation. Reach your left hand forward. So with control, there's movement and activation in this left arm right now. Slowly take the weight forward into this left leg. Once the right leg feels like it can lift, then simply push the floor away from you with your left leg. So your right leg's nice and active, the toes drawing towards the shin or the toes are pointed, I don't mind. But we're taking the load here in the legs, and then we're distributing the load through the rest of the body. Maybe we lift that right arm up to the sky. Maybe we take the gaze with it. Take a breath. As you exhale slowly, bend the left knee until the right foot hits down, warrior two. Windmill the hands, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, press your hands into the shins and halfway you lift. And exhale, fold forwards. Heel toe the feet together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, palms together in the heart space. So inhale, sit a little lower. And then exhale, twist to the right. Take your left elbow, fix it to the outside edge of your right knee. And then as you exhale, come into twisted chair. So from here, feel the whole body, not just the parts of the body that are feeling really stretched or working really hard in this pose. Take the gaze to the right foot, push the right foot down, lift the left heel up. And as you inhale that lovely rhythmic breath, send the left foot back with control, don't rush it. As you exhale, twist back into the pose. So holding it here for a couple more breaths. Feel how the back leg needs to work as much as the front leg. And feel how now, are you taking load into a specific space? And if you are, see if you can redistribute that load. From here, de-rotate, bring the hands to the floor. So this time, a bit like where we've just been, but twisted Ardha Chandrasana. So Parshva Ardha Chandrasana. So when we come into this twisted variation, we did this last week. Sometimes the hips find it a little bit challenging. So it's that same sensation of stabilizing hips, rotating of waist. This time, bring your left fingertips to the floor right in front of you and push into the floor with your right leg to lift your left. Bring your right hand to your right hip. So this is a really good place for you to stabilize and stay. Or as you exhale, you're going to look, I'm all wobbly today, you're going to reach the right hand towards the sky and come into your variation of half moon with a twist, so twisted half moon. Take a couple of breaths here. and stabilize with that breath. As you exhale, de-rotate. Bring the left foot to the floor. Inhale, halfway you lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky and look up. And exhale, palms together. So last standing sequence, same thing on the other side, heel toe the feet together. Inhale, sit low, Utkatasana. And then exhale, bring the palms together in the heart space. Inhale, a little lower. Exhale, right elbow on the outer edge of the left knee. Inhale, come into your twist. And then exhale, hold it here. So observe, the quads doing all the work here. And if they are, see if you can feel the inner thighs, the glutes, the muscles of the torso working for you too. As you exhale, keep that, look at the left foot, raise the right heel. As you inhale, send that right leg back with control, don't rush it. And then as you exhale, come back into your twisted variation. So notice again, where do you naturally carry the load in this pose? Or is the mind taking all the load, thinking you're going to fall over? So whichever it is, physically or mentally, bring evenness, bring suma to the pose. As you exhale, de-rotate, bring your hands to the floor. Look a little ahead of you, bring your right hand there. As you exhale, push the left foot into the floor and lift the right leg. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Perfectly good, acceptable, challenging place to be, particularly when we're exploring suma. And then as you exhale, maybe you take a twist, lift the left hand to the sky. Good. And notice as you get there, you wobble, the body might want to fall over. Create that sense of evenness physically. Bring evenness to the breath. And allow the mind just to focus on the breath and the body, not on whether you're going to fall over or not. As you exhale, de-rotate, bring the right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Just allow yourself to crouch down right here in this transition pose back into Yin. As the head hangs heavy, breathe the breath into the belly and allow the belly to soften. And we'll stay here for another 4 or 5 full rounds of breath. Allow the eyes to close. Allow the energy to soften. Allow the mind to tune deeply into the breath. And then slowly bring your hands to the floor and come down to your bottom. Take your legs out wide, so Upavishta Konasana legs. They don't go as wide as you physically can get them. They go as wide until it feels comfortable. Then bring your hands behind you, press the hands into the floor and lengthen the spine. And if your spine can't get straight here, then grab yourself a cushion or a blanket from around your room and just place it underneath your bum. Place the heels down into the floor, the toes come up towards the sky, and inhale, reach the hands high. Then exhale, suck your navel in and fold yourself forward. It might be a millimeter, it might be to the floor, it does not matter. And then as you exhale, release the tension in everything. So allow the head to hang heavy. Allow the belly to soften.
And then when you get the hands to the floor to help resist the urge of pulling you forward, just turn the palms up to face the sky. So we're going to hold this pose for 3 minutes. And as we hold this pose, I want to ask you purely to focus on the breath. So that same circular rhythm of breath that we practiced right at the beginning. Count your inhale for 4 or for however long it was, and then you pause. And then you count the same length exhalation, and then you pause. So bringing a sense of mindfulness meditation into the Yin practice that allows us to truly focus the mind on one thing, which allows the rest of the body to truly let go. If you notice your mind's eye traveling away from the breath, just use that observation to bring your attention right back to the breath. So don't judge, don't get annoyed, don't wonder why. Just come back to the breath. We've got about another 45 seconds here in this pose. Slowly press into the hands and make your way up. Use your hands to bring your legs to the center. Nice. And then bend your knees, bring the feet together and drop the knees out to the side. So variation of turtle, which is just a simple forward fold, but we're just going to come with a bit of a side bend as well. So turn the chest towards the left leg and just walk the hands over towards the left. Allow the head to hang heavy. So these feet are not super close to your groin. It's not Baddha Konasana. They're a long, thin diamond, and you take them as far away as your body requires. And then allowing yourself to soften and settle on the left side of the body. So physically tune into the body first and feel the right hip. And feel like that right hip is super glued to the floor. So there's an element of that right hip weighing down as you're able to create some space through the right side of your waist, and the right side of your back. Turn the palms up so they don't encourage you to pull the floor towards you. And we're going to be here for about another 90 seconds. Now with your breath this time, it's really nice to breathe into the space that's getting a stretch. So slowly feed your breath between the right hip and the right armpit. Maybe you can now increase the length of your in-breath and increase the length of your out-breath. And slowly press into your hands and come all the way up. Just bring your hands behind you for a minute. Just allow the body a moment to rebound. And then coming back over to the other side now. So we're walking over right side. So we're about 2 minutes in total on each side. The first 30 seconds we're physically tuning into the body. We're feeling the left side of the pelvis and allowing it to be super glued to the floor. So that as we stay here for longer, we release the connective tissue in the left side of the torso, across the top of the left hip. And then starting to tune back into the breath. So that elongated rhythm, circular rhythm of breath that you've just worked on the other side, you can work on this side too. And then directing that in-breath into the space between the left hip and the left armpit. Notice if your mind travels away from the breath. Don't judge, just bring it back. And then slowly press into your hands to come back to the center. From here, bring your knees together and come lie down on your back. Nice. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Just for a moment, take a little rock and roll. feet back to the floor, taking Shavasana either with the knees bent and the feet on the floor, or with the legs extended out in front of you and the palms by your side facing the sky. Take a lovely breath into the full circumference of your body. And as you exhale, allow that whole body to let go. And now allowing your breath to return to its natural ebb and flow. Allow the mind to simply follow the breath in and out of the body. No longer controlling the rhythm, merely observing the rhythm. And just take a moment to notice if you're still carrying an element of tension that overrides in one particular space. And every time you exhale for the next half a minute, allow that space to soften. And then, before we bring any movement back in the body, just take a moment to feel that suma, that evenness throughout the whole body, in the breath, in the nervous system. And then bring movement to your fingers and your toes, and slowly walk the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug, take a little rock from side to side. And when you're ready, keep the eyes closed, but come all the way up to find a comfortable seat. And bring the palms face down on the thighs, feel the length of the spine. Bring the palms together in the heart space. And I thank you for taking the time to come practice with me today. Namaste.